So if you're thinking about starting an e-commerce business this year, I believe that Alibaba.com is one of the best places to go to. Reason being is because you're going to be able to connect with thousands of different suppliers all around the world. I've been using Alibaba.com to find suppliers for the products that I've been selling through my e-commerce store for the past 8 years now. And not only are you going to be able to connect with various different suppliers all around the world, you're also going to be able to build up a long-term relationship with whatever supplier that you find. Some of the manufacturers and the suppliers that I found on Alibaba.com, I actually found them many years ago, more than 6, 7, 8 years ago, and I'm still using them till today. So I believe that it's a great website to go to if you are looking to find a long-term supplier. But if you're looking to start a dropshipping business in 2022, what you're going to do is go onto the homepage just like this. So I'm on Alibaba.com, and then you're going to scroll down to this section here where it says dropshipping. And then once you're on this page, what you can do if you already know the product that you want to dropship is that you can type it in this section here. But if you don't necessarily know what product to sell, you can also come to this section here where it says top ranked products. And then from here, you can click on whatever category you want to. So we've got apparel, consumer electronics, home and garden, shoes and accessories. But when it comes to the products that I like to sell, I like to focus on consumer electronics. So what I'm going to do is click on it right here. And then once you're on this page, you're going to see that all the products are ranked from number 1, number 2, number 3, so on and so forth. So what I personally like to do, if I'm not sure on what product to sell, is I like to look for a product that I know that I'm going to be able to sell and make a decent profit. So that means that the product needs to sell for at least minimum $15, because I know that I'm going to be able to mark up the price and there's going to be a decent profit margin there. So I'm just going to scroll through and see if I can find a product that meets this criteria. All right, so I found this product right here that looks like a 3-in-1 wireless charger for iPhones and things like that. And I've noticed over the past couple months that this particular item has been trending. I've been seeing a lot of sellers making a lot of money from it. So let me just click into it and get a little bit more information. All right, so as you can see, this is how it works. You basically put your iPhone there and it charges that, and it can also charge your AirPods, and it charges iPhone watches too, or iWatches, sorry. So it's definitely a useful product, and it's definitely an item that a lot of people are going to be searching for. So what I'm going to do now is go over to Google Shopping and double check whether or not there's other sellers and other companies that are selling this exact same item that could be found on Alibaba.com. So I'm going to go over there now and show you exactly what I look out for, because it's very important when it comes to me deciding on what products I should be dropshipping. All right, so we can see all of these different wireless chargers that are being advertised, and this one looks very similar to the one that we're looking at on Alibaba.com. So let me just jump back over there to make sure that it's the exact same one, because if it is, there's going to be a lot of money to be made, because this seller is selling it for £45. Yeah, more or less, it's basically looking like the same item, and we can actually buy it from the supplier on Alibaba.com for $13.50. So let me just jump back over to Google Shopping and do a little bit more research. I'm just going to click into the actual website. So this is the website that's currently selling the same charger that we can find on Alibaba.com, and they're selling it for $59. However, on Alibaba.com, as you've already seen, we can actually buy it for $13. So there's a decent profit margin there to be made if we did want to sell this particular product. Now, by the way, guys, I'm using this as an example. I'm not saying that you should go away and sell wireless 3-in-1 chargers. You can do so if you want to, because there's no way that a seller is going to pay for Google Shopping ads if they're not making any money. Because the way that Google Shopping ads work is that whenever a customer is searching for any item on Google, all of these different images that you can see right here, all of these different sellers are paying for their product to be promoted on Google. And once a customer clicks on any one of these images, automatically the seller is going to get charged an ad fee. And there's no way that any of these sellers are going to be paying all of this money for them to be promoted on Google Shopping if they're not making money, which means that there's an opportunity for us to also make money and advertise the same product that we found on Alibaba.com. So there's two things that you need to double check before you decide on selling any product. You need to double check the processing time in terms of how long the supplier is going to take to ship out the order, and you also need to double check the delivery time as well. These are the two most important things that you need to double check when deciding on any one of the suppliers that Alibaba.com has available. So the way that you check that is by looking at this section right here. As we can see, this supplier that we're looking at right now is currently offering a processing time of 4 days, which is not too bad because there's other sellers that are offering 15 days, 20 days. So 4 days is definitely decent, and they may do it within that time as well. And the way that you check how long it's going to take for the customer to actually receive the item is by clicking on this option right here where it says change. So the key things to do once you're on this page is to make sure that you've selected the right location in terms of the ship to location. And you also need to make sure that you're happy with the estimated delivery date by looking at this section right here. So if you don't necessarily want to dropship the item because you don't want your customer to have to wait a lot of days to receive the item, what you can do in that case is go back over to the main Alibaba.com homepage. And from this point, you're going to have two different options. Option number one is that you're going to be able to find a supplier that will be able to ship you the goods in bulk. By doing it this way, you're going to be able to send out the orders to your customers by yourself, and you're going to be able to offer your customers 1 to 2 day shipping. Bear in mind that you are going to have to pay for the products up front. So you are going to need some sort of startup capital to buy the products in bulk for you to send it out yourself. Or the second option is that you can go back over to the homepage just like this and find a supplier that might be able to offer you faster dropshipping delivery times. So what you're going to do is type in the item that you was looking at. So in this case, we was looking at 3-in-1 phone charger. So I'm going to type that in right there. So the key thing that you need to look out for once you're on this page is to make sure that you find a supplier that's been on Alibaba.com for more than 5 years. In my experience, I've noticed that if I do find a supplier that's been there for a longer amount of years, like 6, 7, 8 years plus, the whole buying process goes a little bit more smooth. Now you can use a supplier that's been there for less than 3 years, 2 years if you want to, but you just need to make sure that you communicate all of your expectations to the supplier when you reach out to them. And it's also important to remember that when you are sending any money to any supplier, that you use trade assurance, because you're going to be able to reach out to the supplier, let them know any issues that you have, and you're going to be able to possibly get all of your money back or part of your money back depending on what your issue is. So make sure that you look out for the years that the supplier has been there, and also look out for whether or not they accept trade assurance. Now the way that you double check how many years they've been there is by looking at this section right here. So we can see that this supplier has only been there for 2 years, so I'm not going to use that supplier. I'm going to keep scrolling down until I find one that's been there for a bit longer. All right, perfect. So we can see that this supplier has been there for more than 9 years, and they're also verified. If the supplier is verified, it means that a third-party institution has gone there to make sure that everything is above board in terms of the products, in terms of the employees, in terms of the financials. So if you are going to use a supplier on Alibaba.com, it might be in your best interest to use one that is verified. So if you're happy with all of that, you're happy with how long it's going to take, you're happy with the cost, you know that you're going to be able to make a decent amount of profit, what you can do from that point is go back over to your Shopify account and install the Alibaba.com app to your Shopify store. By doing that, you're going to be able to import the products directly from Alibaba.com's website straight onto your Shopify store, which means that you're going to be able to fulfill orders a lot more quicker. And the way that you do that is by clicking on customize your store. Once you're here, you're going to try and find the right app. So just type in Alibaba.com and you're going to be able to see this app right here that says Dropshipping Alibaba Official. So just click on that. Okay, so once you've done that, it's going to take you back to this page. From this point, you're going to go back to the product that you were just looking at. And then from here, you're going to be able to now add the product to your import list. Once you've now added the product to your import list, you're going to see this page. From here, it's going to show you the potential profit that you're going to make. And then from there, you can just click on this option right here where it says push to store, and it's now going to be loaded to your Shopify store, which is going to make it a little bit easier when it comes to fulfilling orders. And if you are thinking about building up your e-commerce business and using Alibaba.com, I believe that right now is one of the best times because they have a big sale in March happening, which is their March Expo. Now there's so many different benefits that you're going to get if you do decide to buy stock on Alibaba.com from the 1st of March to the end of March. One of the benefits is that you're going to be able to save $5 for every $200 that you spend if you are looking to buy the products in bulk. Another benefit is that on-time delivery is guaranteed when you use Alibaba.com, and if the order is not delivered by the deadline, you're going to be able to claim 10% of the total value of the order up to $100. You're going to be able to benefit from the fast refund process that they have if you need to refund your order for whatever reason. So if you do want to sign up to Alibaba.com, what you can do is sign up using the link in my description, or what you can do is download the app and sign up that way. So that's the process that I go through when it comes to finding products to dropship on Shopify. But if you want to know my step-by-step method when it comes to using Alibaba.com to find suppliers that are going to be able to ship me the goods in bulk, then click right there, because what I do is I go through my 2022 strategy when it comes to finding suppliers to use when it comes to building up my e-commerce business. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to press the like button, don't forget to subscribe as well, hit the bell notification. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you stay safe out there. Peace.